Hey everybody, it's Jason Blaha here, and it's time for another Breakfast with Blaha, and today I'm having Asian vegetables and beef. Now on the beef, that varies a lot. Sometimes it's flank steak, sometimes it's stew meat that I've cooked in a skillet, sometimes it's lean ground beef like 91.9, which I get at Costco. All right. So it varies. Depends on what I chose to throw in there. It hits my numbers. So, let's talk about dieting and NEAT. And we need to understand this because this is one of the reasons that things like calorie trackers do not work, right? This is a problem. So this is one of these things where people will get these apps and everything or devices and are like, oh man, I burned X number of calories doing cardio. Well, NEAT is one of the reasons we struggle to lose weight and one of the reasons that hard gainers struggle to gain weight, right? When people think my metabolism went up and down, it's not your metabolism, it's your NEAT. It's your non-exercise activity thermogenesis. And one of the things I've said before, and people get upset, they're like, what do you mean lazy? I'm like, I mean it makes you lazy. And they get offended. I actually had people argue with me last time I discussed this in a video of saying that if you are dieting and you're adding exercise, dieting means a calorie deficit in this case, right? It means a calorie deficit. You are trying to actively lose body fat and lose body weight. And you start adding more physical activity to do it, more cardio. What happens? People start noticing it doesn't do as much as they think. Like they'll be like, well, I added 500 calories of cardio a day and I thought I would lose weight more quickly and I didn't. Should be losing an extra pound a week. Because your body doesn't want you to starve and it makes you lazy as a response. And that level of laziness varies. And it's not a discipline thing, right? It's not a discipline thing. You can't actually change it. So all you can do is keep trying to add more and more and more activity, which again can lead to burnout. That's why I tell people, look, at the end of the day, calories are what's going to get you there. It's going to be your diet. And I'll talk about the weight gain in a minute on this too. But for weight loss, diet is everything. Calorie intake is everything. Because the more activity you add, the more your body makes you lazier when you are not actively exercising. It will make you fidget less. It'll make you move less. It'll make you calmer. It'll make you more lethargic. And your brain is doing this to slow down your energy turnover. And for every substantial amount of activity you add, what do you think happens? It will make you slightly lazier. Now, will it offset all of it? Probably not. Right? So if you added 500 calories of cardio, which again, that's a lot. Unless you're a pretty heavy guy like me, at a heavier body weight with a lot of leg muscle, again, you guys see my quads, you are not burning 500 calories real easily doing cardio, okay? Not really going to happen. You guys think they're going to go do 30 minutes of this. You're going to burn 50 calories, okay? Let's be honest, 100, not 500. But assuming you burn 500 calories, that's a lot of cardio. Your NEAT may go down 200, 250, 300 to compensate. So in a worst case, that 500 extra calories that you added to your burn ends up only netting you 200 for the whole day, right? And that's very common. That's quite normal. Well, that doesn't equal a pound of extra fat loss. And you're like, I did that much cardio to lose, a third of a pound, right? To lose 100 grams of extra body weight per week, I'm putting in that many hours. It's like, yeah, that's the problem with using cardio to lose body weight. I'm not saying it doesn't help. It doesn't do it as effectively as people would like. It could make or break you if you're trying to get really, really, really lean. Mainly because it'll let you keep your calories a little bit higher, right? But for people just trying to do normal weight loss, adding a bunch of cardio is not going to do as much as you think it will. weight train, get strong, preserve your muscle, keep your protein high, and just stay active. But when you try to force it this way, it's not going to be as effective as you would like, and it may not be a good use of your time. And had you just eaten 200 less calories that day, guess what? Replaced 200 of your calories with more filling foods. Again, what do we got here? I mean, I've got a pound of vegetables. For my people who don't use freedom units, that's 400 grams of vegetables, or 450, right? Plus steak, lean cut of steak. It's actually not that many calories in this bowl, right? This, it's going to get you further. And NEAT works both directions. NEAT is also what makes it very hard for the hard gainer to lose weight, because as they're or gain weight, right? They're training, they're burning through calories from their lifting. They need calories to recover, to build muscle, and then what ends up happening, they fidget, they get more active, right? They get more hyper, trying to offset it. Because again, our body likes to maintain homeostasis, right? Our body doesn't like to lose or gain weight quickly unless we force it to. Now people say, so that's the case, why are there so many fat people? Because they force their body to gain quickly. The average person in America who's overweight has an extreme lifestyle. So from this perspective of what we're describing, they have an extreme lifestyle. They have very large calorie deficits, very large calorie surpluses, very large amounts of highly refined, hyperpalatable foods. And so therefore they have a very, very large calorie surplus, and a few hundred calories, 300 calories of extra NEAT, 400 calories of extra NEAT every day isn't going to offset that extra 1,000 calories of junk food or 1,500 calories of junk food they're eating every day. And so then they end up gaining sometimes a pound or two a week, right? And that starts adding up after months. Or if it's less than that, it starts adding up after 3 years, after 4 years of just treating your body like it's a trash dumpster, right? So that's the difference though. Like the NEAT cannot offset extremes. So again, we come back over to the other point. The extremes can be handled, pushing it hardest can be handled on the calorie side, the calorie inside rather than the calorie out. So if you're the person struggling to gain weight, keep adding more calories. Fat calories work great. If you're the person who's struggling to lose weight, stay active, but don't try to force the burn unless you need to. Cut your calories a little bit lower and be honest about how low they really are. Keep them at sane levels, because if you try to drop them too low, what happens? Your energy plummets, right? And then people take it as, oh, my metabolism. It's not your metabolism. You're just burning less because you've burned through muscle. You're losing muscle tissue due to the larger deficit. You're getting lazier and lethargic, right? It's not your metabolism. It's your other energy burn that has nothing to do with your metabolic rate. All right, guys, well, that's really all I have to say on that today. I hope it's been informative, and I will talk to you guys next time.